boy. So. All right, guys. So I finally get out of work and have some nice sun. Probably gonna get dark here in about a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half, but I can at least take this baby out of the garage and show you guys everything else that we have to install. So that was just a quick little clip for all my new subscribers. For those who don't know basically the story behind this car, this is a 1993 and a half, basically a Premier Edition Supra. I have restored this car from the ground up. Everything you can imagine I have done by myself, and it's all documented here on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go back and search, if you guys want to go back and watch all those videos, I created a playlist. It's called Wife's Supra Build, and you'll see everything that I've done to this car, so feel free to check that out. On the last video, y'all saw that I needed to get the oil feed fitting and then the O2 plugs. Here is the oil feed, so basically that screws in there, then the feed line goes on top, easy. Here are the O2 plugs, just cover those holes up, and this is actually the harness from the transmission with the Bluetooth thing for the speedometer. I hadn't installed the harness because I hadn't received it. It was on back order, but Joel shipped that out to me, so gotta install that. And of course, as y'all know, my biggest thing, the brakes. I don't know if many of y'all may be thinking that I'm over exaggerating the whole brake situation. It might have seemed to you guys that I've been over exaggerating, but there's something that I hadn't shown you guys, which is something that had been bothering me quite a bit. But check this out. So apart from it having the regular NA brakes, this is a part that has had me very uncomfortable, which is why I haven't been driving the car a lot. The owner before me redid all the brake lines, and he did that. I wonder if any of y'all had caught that on camera. So look at this. He has a brake line here, both brake lines. They go down and then they go around the booster and then down. So it goes down around this and then down to the fitting we're supposed to be. Now typically on one of the lines from right here, it splits, goes across the firewall and into the passenger's caliper. That's not what they did to this car. I don't know why. Under the car, if any of y'all paid attention whenever I was installing the T56 in the car, saw a brake line that runs across the transmission tunnel, that's actually the brake line for my passenger side caliper. Why they did that, I don't know. So they basically split one of the lines that's probably halfway through the car. One of the lines that is supposed to feed the rear calipers, they split that, created a brake line over the transmission tunnel and fed it up into this caliper. I don't know why they did that. I can't really show you from here, but that has always left me very, very uneasy. It makes me not feel confident in the brakes. I mean, the fact that there's so much line here, and then the fact that they split the rear brakes to power one of the front ones, did not make me feel good about it. So this is what I got. It's basically like an ABS delete. I mean, this car already has the ABS deleted, but this is proper brake lines. See, and this is, whoop, I'm dropping stuff over here. It's gonna replace those janky ass brake lines over here, make it look a lot better. It's gonna get rid of that looping over here, and it's gonna be routed properly. Now on the line where they split under on the transmission tunnel, I'm just gonna take that fitting off. It's like a T. I'm gonna remove that and just make it you know, straight through the way it's supposed to be from the factory. This right here is a line lock. So what this does is it triggers with one of these. So you push your brakes, you push it in, and then you let go of your brake pedal. But as long as you're holding this button, the front wheels are going to be locked, the brakes are going to be locked, and the rears are going to be free. So you know what that does? That lets you do a burnout without having to burn your rear brakes. You guys remember that burnout video that I did with this car? Well, let me show you. So a lot of internet geniuses were kind of like talking smack about this car and how it did a burnout up to 180 miles an hour. Of course, the rear tire spinning at 180, but most of them, they don't know what a line lock is. And check this out. See that solenoid that I just showed you for that Supra? That's what this is. Does it have good ride height? Yes, it does. But it's on God knows what springs and I don't know what shocks, and it rides like a Cadillac. Look at that. Super soft. Tires rub all the time whenever you hit a bump. And yeah, so I'm not happy about it. So we ended up getting this. Got these coilovers right here. I almost don't even want to mention this company name on my video because it was very annoying, the fact that I ordered this for Black Friday and it took probably 2 months to get this freaking coilovers. But yeah, there they are. So I was gonna do some sort of drag setup, but I already have a drag coilovers set up on my Supra, so I figured try something for the street on this one and see how they perform. Give it a shot. Oh look, a floating Supra. No, so I'm already actually getting busy doing all the, basically installing all the parts. So what we got to do is go from that to this. All right, so as you guys can see, I have the coilovers installed already, and I got the new brake setup. Looks pretty good. Let me show you what it would look like with the wheel on. And it'll look a little something like that. Now, in regards to swapping the wheels out from my Supra to this one, like I said, these are the ones off of my Supra, and I tried out the 17x5s, put the spacer on there, and thankfully it is gonna work out perfectly. So as you guys can see, it barely clears it, but it does. And this is why you should unbox your stuff as soon as you get it and not wait 10 months like I did. Yeah, that sucks. The other one looked really good. Whatever. Oh, maybe I'll just park it like this. That way you can't see it. Like that. So there we go. Suspension. The front suspension is installed. The new calipers, new rotors. Look at this, you guys. Oh my god. Look at all this brake line. All that was wrapped around the booster. Why would they do that? They could have just literally made the lines go straight into here and that was it. But I don't know, man, some people. Well, off of one line, you know, they teed off and then went around the transmission tunnel into the passenger caliper. And just now I found this off of the other line that goes to the rear. They teed off and went over here to the driver's side caliper. So I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. And I have a feeling that this is why the car was braking like shit. Like, it was terrible. So I'm just really happy that I'm getting rid of all this crap and, you know, putting proper stuff on here. Everything was completely disassembled, so you gotta kind of look it up online. They have some pictures, shows you how everything goes. Basically, you gotta assemble all this. It's not too hard. It takes you just a few minutes, but basically this is the way it works. So this is gonna go to the front port. I think this one goes to the rear port. This goes to the passenger caliper. This goes to the driver caliper. I think this one goes up to the solenoid, and this one goes up to the solenoid. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and update you guys again. This is actually the next day, and on this side I got the coilover installed. You guys can see it in here. Got the new rotors. I painted up the stock calipers just so it doesn't look too bad. On this side, I put the brakes on here. I still haven't installed the coilover, which I'm gonna do right now. So basically, all I gotta do now. All right, and fast forward a few days later, as I was trying to install the last brake caliper, the last one. I had everything installed, but I'm not sure if you guys know this, but so when you're working on a car and everything is going perfect, something's wrong. It shouldn't ever go perfect. So then this happened. This damn caliper slider pin snapped clean off. I don't know how the hell that happened. Thankfully, I was able to get some replacements. I ordered the whole thing because that's all I could find. I only needed the actual bracket. The problem is that this thing broke, and there's basically, I mean, if it's seized enough for it to break inside, can you imagine what kind of nightmare it's going to be to actually get that slider pin to come out? And I was actually checking this one just to make sure I didn't run into the same issue. And this one, thankfully, does go in and out. It's free, it's lubricated. This one on the other side, which is the same one that broke, was actually pretty seized up. So I took the propane torch, heated it up, twisted it, and I was able to pull it out. This is what it should look like, and this is what I broke off. I mean, can you imagine trying to get this out of the bracket? Nah, I'm not gonna go through that. So got a replacement. So basically now I gotta get this all lubricated, get it all cleaned up. I already cleaned it up, but get it all lubricated, slide it right back in. That sounds funny. Well, it's dark already, and it's forecasted to snow this weekend, so we'll see how much I can get done. If not, I'll just finish it off in here. This is the line that was over the transmission tunnel. Oh God. But here are the new lines. Everything looks really good. So it goes down and, you know, splits into the front brakes, and then I got the line lock installed as well. Just need to wire this up to the switch, which is right over here. Everything is now the way it's supposed to, so I'm starting to feel a lot more confident that the car is going to be able to brake. I mean, not brake. Not brake. Knock on wood. I mean, it'll have proper braking power. Alright, so another thing that I had to do is the drain line that I had installed on the car is not a true 10 AN drain. The bottom part is a 10, this is an 8. So I had to order a new line, so new fittings, new line. But the thing is that I don't want to be waiting for another drain fitting for the turbo, so I'm making my own. I'm drilling out this 8AN up to a 10, probably even bigger. I'll measure it once I'm done with this. And now, before you guys get all judgmental and start saying, why didn't you buy one? Well, this is something that you do whenever your time is a problem. You know, ordering one is 20 bucks, but it's just time. You're trying to get something done soon. So you'll get yourself some sandpaper, you roll it up, and you could just attach it to the drill like I did here and sand away. Towards the end, you can get one of these deburr tools and just kind of go along the inside of it to make it real nice and smooth. Same thing on the outside. So let me clean this up and show you what it came out like. All right, and once you're done, you should have something like that. The reason that I found out this was wrong was because it wasn't draining properly. I noticed that there was a little bit of oil buildup on the side of on the drain on the turbo, and you can see it start to smoke. So bigger drain should solve that problem. Oh man, I haven't seen the sunlight in days. It's been super cold here in Texas, at least in Fort Worth where I live. And for like the last week, it's been like a little rainy, maybe some ice, sleet, cloudy, way too cold to be outside. I mean, right now it's still really cold. It's, I don't know if you actually have sweats on. I hate sweats, but it's that cold that I got to put them on. I got on this jacket. Man, with my hair, I look like a freaking cockatiel now. You guys know cockatiels whenever the little things go back. But it's really cold right now. It's probably around 15-20 degrees, but seeing that we have somewhat clear skies, at least the sun is out, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage and do as much as I can to the car. I need to hurry up and finish it. This video that you guys are watching right now, I've been working on it for like about maybe 2 weeks. As y'all saw, whoa, through that. As y'all saw about the drain, you know, I had to make that drain bigger. And here is the new 10AN drain. Here's the new fittings. I just have to basically make this line again from here, from this and these fittings. Easy. Okay, next thing. This is a downpipe flange for the Borg Warner turbo. You guys are probably wondering, but why do you have one of these? Well, the other day I turned on the car and I noticed I heard a little leak, and that's gonna bother me considering that the car is so quiet, the transmission is quiet, clutch is quiet, but I hear this. So I went ahead and ordered one of these. These are actually a lot better. The reason that one's leaking is because the area that I welded is so close to the actual area that connects to the turbo. I think I overheated it and it warped the flange back just ever so slightly. So I ordered this one. This one has very good reviews. As you see, it gives me a lot of space to weld. But long story short, I'm gonna take that off, put this new one on there. That leak should go away. That's another thing. Here is something else. Boost controller and some goodies from BTI. That will be for the last video that you guys will be seeing after this one. Basically the last video of the build. Next over here, some vacuum lines with some T fittings. That's going to be for the boost controller. So drain, downpipe, boost controller, and this is for the last video. We'll get to that later. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Oh, and then of course I do have to now since I have sunlight, I'll go in and finish that rear brake over there. But yeah, but that's pretty much everything that I'm gonna be doing. It shouldn't take me long, but it's just super cold. I think so. The forecast here for Fort Worth is supposed to be in the single digits, so I think it's like around 4 or 5 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow night and Monday. So, and then it's supposed to snow or ice, whatever the hell it's gonna be, or it might be like the sunniest day ever. Texas weather's crazy. But let me go ahead and get busy, you guys. So on the next video, it's probably gonna be just a quick little clip of me installing some stuff inside the car, and then we're gonna take it out for a drive. So I guess we can consider this maybe the last build video, because on the next one I do plan to take you guys out for a spin and show you how nice this new trans and clutch setup is. But until then, I'm gonna get busy, and y'all stay tuned for the next video. Okay, later.